Good evening, folks. We are back. There's only three players today, and me, because that might change it. But we're going to do some more Dark Tide. So, starting directly above me with Amy. Who are you? What are you? And to celebrate today, which is Inspire a Young Writer Day, how would you inspire a young writer?
Ooh.
Or what would you say to inspire someone to do the best they can to involve in writing?
Okay, that's a loaded question.
It is.
Hello, I'm Amy. You might remember me from Plummet, Curse, 2115, and loads of one-shots. I play Ruth Yosef, who is our Dalish healer elf, who's a very grumpy boy, and is wondering why they're traveling with a demon. What I would say to inspire a writer,
if you could get something about farm animals in, that would be great.
What?
Because it's National Farm Animal Day as well, but that would be too easy a question. So if you just combine the two.
Okay, everybody needs to read Animal Farm.
Yes.
So there's your animal and your writing thing, but even if you've got it set in school, still read it. If you don't have it set in school, still read it. It'll blow your mind. Also,
Comrade Snowball lied to you, Amy.
Snowball totally lied. Things to inspire a writer. Don't worry about having writer's block. It'll pass. Just go do something else. Speaking from experience, it might take days, might take weeks, might take months, it might take years, but you'll get out of it. So don't worry about it.
All right. Next we have Eden.
Hello, I am Eden. My character is Wraith, a Taventa mage. He's kind of become the de facto mortician of the team, much as that's a bit of an odd role to fall into. He's witnessed a couple of horse deaths, and it's been a bit harrowing. Although there is now a chattering horse skull on the car as a result of that. We have another player. Sorry for a second.
Hello. Just doing introductions.
Oh, sure has.
Your microphone is your video is very 80s VHS.
He's gonna fix it.
Fantastic. Anyway, Eden, carry on.
I'll continue in the meantime. I suppose I'll leave it there for the character. Something to inspire a writer.
A young writer. Preferably about farm animals.
I don't think I can include farm animals, but I think some good advice at least is that there's nothing new in the world. That feeling of feeling inauthentic because you feel like you're copying something is something to just push past and be like, as long as you're putting your twist on it, that's fine, because there is nothing new in the world. There's no aspect of humanity that somebody hasn't written about in some capacity. So, yeah.
All right. Next we have Tom.
Hello. I don't really write.
Well, who's your character first of all?
Oh yeah, Jose Guado, who was invented in the span of about 2 minutes during an introduction. He's a dick, but you know, he's also currently haunted by something he insists on calling a ghost. Who has terrible ideas, like killing people, when you could just, rob them and then wait for them to produce something else and rob them again, like a taxman, I guess. Anyway, aspiring writers.
Be like the cow. Provide milk as like words every day, but remember that your word limit is limited, like the cow giving milk.
What he said. Here's a good tip. Descriptions are good. 500 pages describing leaving the Shire is less good, unless you're trying to send your toddlers to sleep.
500 pages. You ever read Stephen King? Anyway, then we right, we're back now. But we'll go to Shiraz. So Shiraz, who are you? What are you? And to celebrate inspiring a young writer day, how would you inspire a young writer? Brackets. If you could put farm animals in, it would be great because it's National Farm Animal Day as well. But that was too easy. Close bracket. You're muted.
I'm not muted anymore. Technology. Yeah, I'm sure I play Vincenzo Cabbage, who is a writer, a sort of writer in the game, as a mysterious trust belonging to a mafia family of some sort. Also summons a dog named Bruno, who is just chaos personified. Right, for a writer, I'd say like if you are writing, brevity is the soul of wit, and you should never go beyond 25 words in a sentence. Because after that, the brain gets muddy and you don't get anywhere with it. Also, sheep.
Did you just say also sheep?
Also, sheep.
Also
Always
sheep.
included. Also included sheep in your writing. But also sheep.
Yep. It wakes people up to include one sheep, just not more than one. Because if they have to
Yes.
count them, then they go back to sleep.
Yes.
Right, and finally we have back.
I play Tristan, and as far as young writers go, everyone loves a villain.
All right. So, what happened last week?
It was raining, so we found a house and we hid in it while it was raining.
While there was a house. Because we set fire to the place before the day was done,
Yeah.
in such as our way.
We stumbled across what I'm assuming was probably a ritual sacrifice of some poor people, which had a demon lurking about, which unfortunately possessed Jose, because Jose was silly enough to pick up. Did you pick up the book and
No, I didn't touch the book.
Read
or
out
the candle?
blew out the candles, read
blew
out
out the
the
candles.
Yeah, I blew out the candles and nicked the candlesticks. And when I blew out the last one, it appeared. And then I can't remember how it possessed me.
it touched you.
No,
Oh, that was it. I pointed, so I was like, "Go over there" or something, and then it just touched my fingertip. It was boop. Oh, now it's inside me. Balls. Should have been
We
more
know
clear.
we know that like Jose is talking to someone. We currently, as I remember it, put him under the tub.
Yes,
So-
he is
I-
now.
oh,
He is now. Everybody's keeping an eye on him because we're all paranoid because he's talking to himself and.
I'm,
We need
I'm
to
sat
find
under the tub. You guys, at least two of you are sat on the tub, from what I remember, to hold it down.
and it's still
Because
raining.
Wraith and I are fighting over ownership over the tub.
Indeed.
But
And
the weirdest part is that like he's surprisingly resistant to the demon's advances by sheer
The demons,
stoicness.
the demons advance are just kind of going. You could just kill them, you know. And it's like,
And I'm
yes, yes, I know. They
Yes, I
call,
know, but
they
it's
call you
messy.
names. Yes, yes, I know. They call me the dirty thief because I am a dirty thief.
that's literally what I am. I can't argue with that.
Pragmatism beats demon's influence.
Yep.
There
So-
was also the the hints in the shack that there was a Taventa that had been there performing autopsies, that they'd brought animals from Taventa with them, that, like in pickled jars and stuff. There was a trapdoor in the lounge as well. I guess it was the lounge, dining room, whatever, the main room of the building. And down in there was like an ash pit where things had been incinerated. It seemed there was a cold spot where there was like some runes or something that looked like it was perhaps warding runes, something being contained maybe. That spot was cold, and then within the ashes I think it was Ruth that who was it? Was
Yeah,
it Ruth
I've got
that dug out
I've got the amulet. Yeah,
That
Yeah, I've got the
also
amulet.
radiated cold.
Yep.
and we're not sure what it is, or if it wards cold, or if it's like a protection thing. We don't know it. Don't know yet.
Figured it might have protected whoever was involved in the incinerator.
Well, it was in a pile of ash, which was the remains of a poor
I
person.
mean, it protected
so
itself.
I don't think it protected them very well.
But they're also like, what would a poor person be doing with such fancy gear?
That's very true.
We never found out.
No, because
Well,
we quickly left because we burnt it to the ground.
We listened to Ruth after all. Like the plan of like just burn everything to the ground and be fun.
All I remember really is the throw the book in the fire. Throws the book in the fire. Is the book burning? No. Fuck!
Leave. Let's just leave. We lack the capabilities to deal with this.
It was a good episode last week. Alright, well, we should carry on from there. So as Tristan's aware, I had to slightly NPC you last week, basically doing the, we should just stay in this house, and just as you'd got the horse settled and unhooked from the car, they all come running out of the house, which is now on fire, and you're like, I guess we're leaving then. Hooking the horse back up.
Nice.
So, yes, it is still raining, it is still thundering. We shall carry on from there. Okay. So, you quickly leave the very, quite obvious burning building behind you, which is burning very, like, it's burning very well considering it's very heavy rain all around. And as you get to the bottom of the hill, you find another path that seemed to sort of fork off of the one that you used to get up to this hill. And you decide, well, it can't be worse than going back to the road, which is currently blocked by a burning tree. Let's go along this road. So as you go along the road, everything begins to look very samey. It's still heavy rain, all of you are kind of miserable, and it's quite dark still. And as you go along for about another half an hour or so, you begin to notice things are very similar. Like trees are looking identical to how they did before, and there's certain rock formations that look very similar. And at the corner of your eye, you see this small blue, like glowing blue light in the sort of, maybe about 20-30 meters away. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna say that Wraith is facing the opposite direction to almost everybody else. He's facing backwards, doing the daggers at Ruth right now, sat on top of the tub. So he might not be able to see this particular thing, but he can see everybody's eyes light up.
You would see it. You'd see it out the corner of your left eye. Then everyone else would look to the right, you'd be looking to the left. But you'd see it as you sort of passed it and carried on. But every sort of 20 minutes you've been going, you'd see it again.
Okay. So Wraith kind of sees this going past a couple of times and looks over. Does anybody else see that strange light that seems to be passing over and over again? In fact, when he kind of looks up at the trees, are we actually getting anywhere? What's happening? And he turns around and looks up in front. Is there anything on the path ahead, like any indication of where the horizon drops off, or is it just darkness?
The path ahead is just trees either side of you, left and right, and you're just going along this very small path that seems to lead on forever.
Ruth's gonna take an apple out of his many layers and drop it down the side
Okay.
of the cart. And he's just like, let's just test something.
Okay.
And if not, I've lost an apple. So, which
Okay.
is
Roundabout. Is anyone else doing anything before you carry on for this experiment?
I'm still under the tub.
You're still tied up with the phone swing.
You're still tied up. I forgot about that.
Then all you
I'll
hear,
check up on Jose going, you alright in there, buddy? And knock on the tub.
all Jose hears is, "They're lost without you. They need a leader. You could easily be the leader, and then kill them."
But then there'd be no one to lead.
Ah, but your leadership skills would be improved for the next group.
Just shut up. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, he's okay.
All right.
He hasn't lost his marbles then.
Busy trying to kip here.
Okay.
So,
So-
as we're going, then Wraith is going to very attentively look out towards the tree line and try and spot particular trees and like characteristic things that would be like, right, I know what that one looks like, and if it goes past again, I'll spot it.
Okay. So around 20-25 minutes later, you come back along to see a squirrel. Sorry. You see the apple that Ruth dropped with a massive chunk taken out of it. It looks like bites from like a squirrel or a rabbit or something.
All right, let's just stop.
Oh, let's hold the horses.
There's something fishy going on around here.
Do you
Can
still
I-
see the blue light?
The blue light is off to the side. It's about maybe, as I said, maybe about 20-25 meters away from you. It seems to be about the size of a large stone.
And everyone sees it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a wisp? Like, as in, like, a fade spirit? Or...
It doesn't seem to move. It seems to stay very still, but sort of pulses.
Ooh.
Go
We
check that.
can't- Oh, sorry.
Well, we should go check that out because that seems odd. Does it give off like some kind of? I mean, would magic help in this? Like general knowledge of magic help in this thing, or would it like kind of?
From where you are, you can just really see it seems to be a blue light. You can do a magic check on it if you want.
I'd just like to gain, like, I'm doing the
Let me
magic
just
8-ball thing
move
where I'm
this
going like,
over
is
here.
it magic? Yes or no?
Do that. Is that still? Yeah, that's good.
That's it. I got a 13.
All right, just had to get the dice rolling channel up so I can see. All right. Yes. So it's definitely there's definitely a sense of magic coming from that direction.
And magic in Dragon Age is like from an alternate dimension. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's from the fade.
We draw from that in order to cast magic.
Yeah.
So I would probably just say like, seems like it has something to do with the fate.
Quite.
It's giving off some kind of magical energy.
Yes, well, I suppose it's on us mages to have a look then. And Wraith hops down off the cart, picks up the apple, and has a quick look at it. Is there an obvious? Is it human tooth marks? Is there an obvious? I suppose Wraith is fairly good on anatomy. He could probably recognise something like that.
Give me what would be the medical roll for this? Give me an intelligence roll. You look at it. It seems to be quite a large bite for a squirrel, but it must be a squirrel. There only seems to be one tooth mark, even if that tooth mark is quite big.
Something's taken an unusual bite out of this thing, and he looks around the group. Does anybody know anything about local wildlife or anything like that?
I have a crazy idea on how to test if that thing is dangerous or not. It involves a certain small dog.
Ah, well, loyal Bruno. Yes, why not?
We can send Bruno. I understand you have apprehensions, but he's useful. We can just send him towards the blue light, and if he meets with an accident, we know it's dangerous.
The way you torture this dog, I have severe
Oh,
concerns.
hang on 1 second. I seem to have moved the wrong thing, and it has frozen the stream. There we go. There we go. It's because if I ever minimize the thing, it closes the stream. Apologies. I was just trying to fix the overlay.
Bruno is a valued member of the team who has. He's a valued member of the team, okay? And then I clap my hands at someone, and I say, "Go get Bruno." If I'm summoning Bruno, do you want me to still roll for the summon? In case I summon Stagman?
Yes.
Okay.
Or the twins.
Or the twins. Yes.
Well, I guess I
Oh
haven't
no, I guess I summon the stag instead. I rolled a 17.
What a 17. Fantastic. All right.
I
So
would like to summon Bruno, but like,
There we go.
take my word.
17. Yes, you summon Bruno.
And I say, Go get it, boy. Don't bring it back. Just go touch it. And I point him towards the blue light.
All right. So Bruno charges off. After a couple of minutes of watching Bruno charge towards the blue light, you hear the sound of "Ah!"
Doesn't sound like Bruno.
and Bruno comes running right back to you, dragging a large chunk of wood that looks like it's been recently cut from a tree.
Good boy, and I unsummon it. And I take the branch. Does it look unusual, or does it just look like a tree?
It looks like it's been hacked from a tree very crudely.
I'm going to
But
yell.
Bruno didn't do it.
At this point, I'm going to yell out the plug hole. What's going on out there? Why have we stopped?
It's okay. Someone else could be killing them. You could get your luck in here.
Would you shut up?
We should get Jose. We can keep him tied up if you want, but like, it doesn't feel nice us all of us out here and him under the top.
All right, fine. Ruth's gonna slide off the tub and help Vincenzo lift it. But any
I'm just
funny
fine.
business, and I'm going to electrocute him.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, I heard it all before, Judge.
They're letting you out. This is your chance. You could kill them.
I'm even going to dignify that with a response.
I'm gonna struggle every time you use the voice because the voice just keeps setting me off.
It's a good voice, isn't it? I do like his little spooky ghost voice. Man of many vocal cords.
All right.
Is the blue light still there?
Yes, the blue light's still there. Occasionally, there seems to be something moving in front of it and then moving away again. It looks about. It looks to cover it completely and then move away again.
You think it's more bandits?
Well, let's
Hope so.
stun them, and we can approach after they've been neutralized.
Sounds good.
Ruth's gonna like go and cast stun.
I also fire a stun. If something rushes past Ruth, if she misses, then I'll fire.
All right.
I like to think Vincenzo
12.
the gun.
Let me just get the dice one back up. Okay. So, are you casting stun towards the blue light?
I'm casting it towards the thing that's moving around.
Okay. Again, you hear "Ah!" And then there's the sound of sort of loud spluttering and shouting. But it seems to be one person.
Shouting words or shouting?
Just shouting in a very strange voice.
You better
Well,
come out.
shall we?
Save yourself the trouble. Show yourself.
Yeah, Grey Warden's official business.
Grey Wardens?
Yeah.
That means you could access lots of powerful people. Maybe I should meet them.
If it means getting you out of my head.
Charming. Let's go.
Alright, let's deal with this first.
Is Jose still tied up?
He's
was I-
bound, yeah. He's
was I
your,
tied
your
up?
hands,
Yes.
like, your
Just-
hands,
They
your
did
hands were bound.
They did
at
3
least.
different votes to see if they should tie you up.
They did.
And-
Yes. I think
And ultimately, we did go that way.
I think
Yeah.
I think you tied my hands but left my feet open.
Yeah, I remember. I did remember that we definitely tied your hands because you're a thief.
They're usually
So it's
the
like, no.
killing. Yeah, you're usually in the killing mechanics and stuff.
And we tied your blade into your belt as well, so you can like pull
So I
it
couldn't
out.
unsheath it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't let you take it off me. I was like, no,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, we're not letting you sleep with a blade and not have it like.
I was
tied
also
to you.
under the tub,
Yeah.
which was being sat on, so you know it's going to be quite hard. Oh, you off?
So, while Tom takes 2 minutes away. So you shout towards the figure. There's no sound. What do you want to do?
Move towards it.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a stun ready in case something jumps out.
You go one way and I'll go the other, and we'll entrap them.
Pincer
Before you
movement.
approach, might I suggest that we cast some light on the situation? I
Yes.
could put something quite close to them, I suppose. Try and hit one of the trees nearby, and well, that'll at least give you the jump on them.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I know the problem.
Okay. I'll wait until you're approaching, until you're within range, and then I'll do it. So we have the element of surprise.
Perfect.
Okay. So
So I'm
you,
taking the left.
I assume Vincenzo and Ruth creep up towards this.
Yeah.
This thing.
Yep.
Is Wraith casting light on a tree?
Yes, once they're kind of like equidistant kind of range, so they can get in at the same time.
Okay, well I'll let them give the signal then.
What's the signal? We didn't decide. Let's see.
You just make one up.
Wave.
Go on.
Also,
What signals can you make up?
I look back. I look back and do the jazz hands.
Yes.
I look back and do the jazz hands.
and Wraith fires off.
It's amazing how you know that's the code since we didn't talk about it. You assume that that's the code.
It's the universal code for fire now is jazz hands.
In the time with the group, Wraith has learned that it's kind of like the signals come fast and loose, and the plans are kind of on the fly. So it's anything that kind of like, right, I think I understand what's happening here. I'll just go with it because that's what everybody's doing. So he fires off the light, and if possible, I'd like the whole tree to be like just illuminated as like a bright
All right.
tree.
Roll your magic. Let's see how your light spell does.
81.
Where did you roll? Oh, you rolled in that channel, that's fine. Okay. You shunk your spell forward. It smacks into the biggest tree you can see. It immediately starts glowing from root to tip. It's a massive, basically, beacon of light that probably could be seen from miles around. As soon as you do this, you hear a shriek. And you see this very haggard-looking man in very filthy robes charge forward with an axe towards the tree and go, "Damn you, tree! You won't win!" and starts hacking at it with this axe until it's fallen over, and he still keeps hacking at it. "Why won't you go out? You think you got more magic than me? Yeah!" And just keeps hacking away at this tree.
As a reflex, I shoot him with a stone.
Okay, roll.
You are wanted for tree murder, so...
While this is going on, can I? What are the chances of there being a proud nail on the cart? Because I don't like being in these binds.
I'm sure you could find something to shave your binds out. The friend in your head is very determined to help you. It's like, oh, there's a sharp corner there. Someone could get hurt.
I'm gonna roll my eyes, but take their advice.
Is this the anti-health? Is this the anti-health and safety demon? Look out for that sharp corner. Someone could die.
Someone could cut their wrists open. We don't want that, do we, friend?
If you keep giving them water, they'll eventually stop being thirsty.
If you keep giving them
I could use
water,
it to cut my
then...
binds open. I'm gonna, I guess, roll just what standard roll or.
No, I assume you can just cut. You can over time, and everyone else is distracted. You can just cut yourself free.
Yeah, we're kind of busy.
So while everyone else
We're all
is,
kind of busy.
yeah, while I'm just, Vincenzo fires a stun towards the individual who takes it, shudders violently, seems to sort of stop, stare at the tree, go, "You won't get me, tree!" and continues hacking at this tree. Splinters are flying in every direction.
Jesus.
It's still illuminated, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's still very much illuminated, and he's still very angry.
I'm assuming there's like a hermit. He's a hermit. Ruth is well acquainted with this way of life. Oh no, not another ranting, raving lunatic. Ruth's gonna look around for his little like tent, if you can see it, because he's like, these hermits always have a tent somewhere.
At this point, he starts. He's quite thin, and he stands up and he goes, "You won't win, tree. I've got all the magic I need. And he slimps very slowly back towards the blue light, and you hear the sound of crackle, and then this lightning bolt shunks down from the sky, striking something right next to him. You see him glow from head to toe, and he goes, I'm empowered again! Come here, tree! And charges back towards it and starts hacking at it again.
Unlimited mana, but limited stamina, clearly.
I'm just looking at this point. I'm looking at both Ruth and Wraith and just going.
Yeah, Wraith is equally quizzical and just kind of.
You notice there's several large tree stumps being cut down between whatever the blue light is and where you are, where he is now. It's like he's slowly clearing a clearing for himself.
Can I?
Building a house.
He hates it. I'm gonna walk out into the clearing with both hands up, not do jazz hands. Just be like, sir? Hello?
Don't think you can talk out of this one, tree! Just continues hacking away at this tree.
I think the tree is dead.
Liar! You lie, tree! You lie!
While all this hubbub is going on, I'd like to have a look for something to eat on my cart, because I'm kind of peckish.
Okay. You do know if you killed them, you would eat them. There'd be fresh meat and everything.
Yeah, and I'd get worms. Don't eat people.
No, you just become a Wendigo.
I don't want to become a Wendy. Quite happy.
Everyone
with my
loves
gender
Wendigos.
as is.
They're nice and furry.
Okay, good for them.
I think you should try human meat. You'd probably like it. Or dwarf. Dwarf is very nice toasted.
Alright. I'm kind of like this
Right.
this guy.
Just shut up.
This guy.
Sorry, carry on.
This guy.
Yep.
I'm gonna have Mick and Mac like stop him from murdering the tree,
Okay.
which is clearly not tree murder, but you know. He's gonna try and get the axe away from him so he's like
Okay.
not a threat anymore.
Right, roll your magic to see if you summon Mick and Mac.
And you know, now that I have decided a sensible course of action, obviously Broom is gonna interrupt. Oh no.
Nope, you summon Mick and Mac. They both appear and they both look at you confused as to what you want them to do.
I'm like, oh, just to get the axe from the guy. Just take it away.
They turn, they nod, they sort of walk carefully towards the man, and as he pulls up for a downswing, they grab the axe out of his hands. He swings forward and sort of tumbles over the tree into the sheer force of his downswing.
Yeah, I'd like them to basically run off like into the wood and then back to the cart with the axe, disarming the man.
Okay. Okay. At this point, you see him pop his head back up from the other side of the tree and go, "You won't win, tree! I have more axes!" And he runs. He runs back towards the blue stone.
Clearly, the blue stone is something. At this point, I walked over to Ruth, just shaking my head, going like, "Why is everything weird about us?"
Because there's a big blight going on, and it always brings out the crazies. I don't know. I'm
look at the
currently
guy.
looking for his tent. I'm assuming he has a tent or a.
I think the stone is something to.
Yes, I'm curious about that as well, but I want to see if he has any literature about it, because usually these. I'm a hermit myself.
I
With
wouldn't
all
have
of this. Well, I'm Dalish, and we are born to wander. We are the last Elven.
As that's taking place, Wraith kind of looks over his shoulder towards Tristan and goes, I'm curious about this commotion that's happening over there. Keep an eye on Jose. And then he looks over towards the tub and then looks over at Jose and spots
And I'm just sat on the cart, just eating like a hunk of cheese. Just not...
We just see Jose sitting there occasionally looking over and going, "Shut up," and then carrying on eating again.
Just give you a friendly wave.
Yes, somebody should be keeping an eye on him already, it seems. Yes, look out for that desire demon. He's chatting away, it seems. but he's got it under control. Just give us an alarm or something if something goes awry. I'll be over there with the rest of them checking out, well, whatever that blue light is and whatever that rambling madman's doing. And Wraith kind of wanders over.
I'm gonna turn to Tristan and say, they look like they're having fun.
Just so keep an eye on.
Alright, so as the man seems to run past the blue light, you hear the sound of rustling, and then he comes running back out with both hands up in the air, wielding another axe. He charges towards the tree and again
That's
starts
where his
chopping it.
camp is. That's
Sorry?
where his camp is. No, I speak to Bruce and I just go, that's where his camp is. You saw him
Alright.
run back into.
I'm gonna wander over in that direction, see if I can find his little camp.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wraith.
I catch Wraith up on what happened as soon as he.
Yeah, Wraith approaches just as Ruth has walked off. There's quite the commotion going on over here. He seems rather agitated by the light on the tree. Do you think I should put it out?
No, keep it busy.
He's
Oh.
keeping. Yeah.
Fair
He's
point, fair point.
distracted. He's distracted for now.
Has the man made any progress on getting somewhere with this tree? Is it showing
The tree,
damage at this point?
it was quite large. He managed to not only chop it down, but he's managed to chop several sections into basically splinters. So he is chopping it, just
Going
it's
for it.
yeah, he's chopping it quite fine before he moves on. So it's still got a long way to go, but what's left is very like matchsticks rather than tree.
Well, while he's busy, should we sneak on over to that strange light over there? And it seems like, well, have you seen him interact with it yet?
Yeah, he seems to like wander into it. He got an axe from him there, so I'm assuming. Ruth said something about a cat. He looks like some kind of hermit. Why don't you go ahead and I'll keep an eye on him, and in case he does anything weird, I'll scream for help.
Well, I shall approach with caution. I don't want to be caught up in whatever he's been infected by. Seems to have brought about some sort of mania.
Yeah, just keep the light going. Though. In fact, if you'd like to help out, you can cast some light on some other trees to keep him busy.
Certainly. And Wraith kind of casually casts light on the next tree over from wherever this guy is
Yep.
hacking away.
I assume you're in range enough just to make it go, boom, and it also sparks up in full light. You hear, ah! And he charges over to that tree and says, "You won't get away with this!" and starts hacking away at the bark.
That should keep
Has
him busy for a while.
Has Ruth found his little camp?
Yes. You walk behind the blue light. The blue light seems to be a very strange-looking gemstone with several engraved lines up and down the edges of it. But it's pulsing this thick, thick pale blue light, and it seems to sort of pulse. And every time it pulses, the rain seems to get heavier.
Can I? Oh, the rain gets heavier. Ooh. I'm gonna roll for a lore check.
Okay.
And see if this has anything to do with ancient elven magic.
Mm-hmm.
12 seems to be my number today.
It does. You look at it. It doesn't. You don't know anything about it. It does have some pretty designs on it and some nice symbols, but that's about all you know.
Not quite Dalish then. I'm gonna rummage around the camp and see if I can find anything as well.
All right. You look for where his camp is, and you find basically just behind the blue stone. Now you can actually see because the blue stone's not like shining in your eyes. You see a collapsed treehouse on its side. As you
I think I may have found his problem with the tree.
and as you peer through the sort of the window and see the door hanging off, you see on the floor a pile of axes. Looks like maybe about 6 or 7 axes just lying there.
Can I like push them to the side and like hide them?
Well, they're sitting inside the treehouse, so you can pull them out if you want.
No, because then no, he's not gonna do. No, he's just gonna look around and see if there's any books or Any scribbles? Or...
Are you stepping into the treehouse then?
Yes.
Okay. You step into the treehouse. As I said, it's on its side, but you see in front of you there seems to be at least one other doorway into another room. This room seems to be, it looks like a very basic sort of food place, basically. So there's a table on on its side. There's lots of smashed jars of basically rotting food. So yeah, and all the axes again, as I said.
Okay, I'm gonna move into the next room then.
Okay. You open the door to the next room. Immediately coming from the wall to your left, which would be the floor, you see 6 or 7 spiked heads, like heads on large spikes. And as you look at them closer, they look like they're something more weird than just having a severed head is there.
Oh, more weird. Oh, okay.
More weird. Okay.
It's a severed head that can
You-
speak back.
You notice that all of them seem to have a very strange septum piercing.
Okay. This is very odd.
Like a kind of bull ring piercing, yeah.
All of them?
Yeah. None of them suit it. If that makes any difference.
Is there any books or anything else in this room besides the severed heads on spikes?
There is a bed that seems to have been thrown across the room and landed on the wall. Seems to be shattered into millions of pieces. There's a mattress and a couple of pillows and stuff lying around. You can dig under them and see if there's anything there if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dig it. Just give everything a once over. And...
You move the mattress out of the way and discover a very crudely written book. As you start flicking through it, everything seems to be in very thick, almost doctor-like script that you can barely read.
Ah, they've stolen my handwriting. I'll just pocket this and see if someone else can read it.
Okay.
And then wander out.
You're just gonna leave the heads as they are?
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with those. We'll ask Ray.
In the meantime, then, having just spoken to Vincenzo, and while that was taking place, Wraith has walked on over to where the blue light is emanating from.
Okay.
He's not gone too close. He's about 2 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
Can he feel anything palpable in the air? Is there any hairs on end, or is anything that familiar cold? Is that there potentially?
No. Once again, it's just this sort of pulses with a very thick but thick blue, sort of pale blue light. It is kind of there's a strange, as I said, when the pulses happen, the rain seems to get heavier for a couple of seconds and then fades again.
Okay. Wraith picks up a stone and throws it towards the blue light, just to see if there's any reaction
Are you throwing it towards the light, or are you throwing it towards the source of the light?
the source of the light.
Okay, roll your dexterity for aiming a stone.
Dexterity. 9.
You miss by a fair margin.
Wraith, not being the most proficient in such things, and does a very limp-wristed throw, and it doesn't go very far.
Yep.
Frustrated, he looks around for a stick or an implement, if there's a broom leaning against a wall or something that he could kind of poke in there with.
Okay.
And he's going to grab that and give a poke towards the center of the blue light.
All right. Roll again. Just do a normal roll this time. No pluses. Let's see what happens. You poke the stick. You poke with the stick into the source. There's a rumble, a crackle, and lightning shoots down and through the stick.
Does that mean Wraith is jolted by it, or?
Yeah, let's just see how bad it is. Wraith shoots backwards, flying, and sort of smacks into the tree back first. His hair is now on end, and hair now on end, and his cloak is now smoking. He holds a very burning stick in his hand.
Lumped against the tree, then he's got the stick in his hand, kind of upright, and
Yep.
then he's got, and the little puff of
Yep.
smoke comes out of his mouth.
Do I see this happen?
Yes.
I will run over to her.
Is Ruth literally just walking out of the
Yeah.
house
Ruth
and
walks out of the house to see Wraith flying backwards and smacking into the tree.
It's like that rare laugh from Ruth. It's like just bursts
I
out laughing.
run over to Wraith and just like kind of see if he's like, doing okay, and I'm like, what did you do?
Poked it with a stick. Don't touch it.
You should have thrown a stone
I tried. I regret everything about what just happened.
I help Wraith up. Just
Okay.
trying to like stick him for right.
Yeah,
does
Ruth's
he look-
inconsolable right now. He's too busy pissing himself laughing. And just
Okay.
seeing this Tevinter just like fly across the room. Like, that's why you don't poke things with sticks.
Did the lightning have any effect on our tree-hating friend?
As soon as the lightning hits, he seems to turn around and look and say, "I didn't ask for a recharge!" And goes back to start smacking the glowing tree.
Wraith feel anything? Was that just a general, like, he's been hit by an electrical bolt? I mean, as a mage, I guess he's probably experienced something along those lines at some point. But is it familiar, or is there something tangibly different about that?
It felt like you were hit by a very strong electric current.
Okay.
It didn't have this like burny sensation that you've had before from being hit by lightning attacks.
Okay.
But it did definitely feel like electric.
Hearing the rantings and ravings, Wraith looks up at Vincenzo. I don't know how he's getting stronger from being hit by that stuff. That knocked the wind out of me.
I have no idea. Did you find anything in his camp, Ruth?
I found this book, and there's a number of heads on pikes with nose piercings. Rings through the noses. I'm not sure what to make of it, and I can't really read the script, so either of you can have a look at it, see if you can work something out.
Would literacy help here for me to decipher Doctor right?
Yes, literacy roll to try and decipher doctor writing.
No. Yes, sir.
Can I
I wish I had
lend
that power in
assistance
real
on that front, just because it feels
I-
apt that as a
Yeah.
mortician, like.
Yep.
So Wraith leans in. Oh well, I might be able to assist with this, and well, it's a little bit less action-packed than trying to mess with that thing again. We might learn something useful and avoid getting hurt a second time.
All right.
I know. Do we both roll that?
Yep. Both roll.
I rolled an 8, so Doctor writing is beyond
Oh,
my
I've
ken.
got literacy as well. I'll lend a hand.
All right.
16.
Wraith can at least follow something. Let's see if how Ruth does. No.
6. No, I don't. Natural 1.
Ruth and Vincenzo are looking at it going, "This makes no sense," and Wraith just sort of goes, "You've got it upside down."
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Legible.
It's just like one of my colleagues from back in the hospital days. Nobody else could ever make heads or tails of what he wrote either. I'll pass it here. He has a quick scan through it. What kind of information is gleaned from a quick going over?
From quick going through, this is definitely the ramblings of some sort of madman. It mentions things like, "Another came today. Another came. I had to dispatch him, but he came. He was all shiny. Didn't like him. Shiny. People don't like shiny people. Don't like shiny people. Shiny people.
Oh, it seems like the ramblings of that madman. It's his diary. I suppose we should probably go to some of the earlier entries and see if there's any semblance of sense before he descended into whatever this is." And Wraith kind of flips back towards the start of the book.
Okay.
I like the image of this because like we're 3 nerds standing next to a tree reading a book while in the distance there's a man violently chopping trees. While in the further distance there's like Tristan obviously probably just drinking something from a flask and having a nice picnic with Jose who's like still going through cheese.
I've finished the cheese. I've moved on
You
to a
finished
bit
the
of
cheese.
bread.
Better not be eating all the cheese.
I'm not,
And all
I
the
don't eat
bread.
all the cheese. I eat all of that bit of cheese.
It's
But
a side. It's a side product of demonic possession. You want
Obsession with cheese, yeah.
eating all cheese.
Mm.
Right. So what's in this book?
All right. So, the book continues. You look to the front of the book. It does seem to have sort of normal text for a while. Then you notice halfway through, one of the entries seems to be, "I've built myself a tree house. The tree is life. The tree will save me. The tree is life. The tree will save me." Just written over and over and over again.
It seems like perhaps this was some sort of survivalist just living a life out here, but then he's become obsessed with this treehouse that he's built and that is going to keep him alive. But
It's not so much treehouse right now. You should see it. I think that's probably what has ticked him over to violently attack the trees, considering
I
it's a bit
point. I
dilapidated.
point at the giant blue light, and I go, and that might not be a cause for concern.
Oh, that is definitely.
It seems like it's the cause of everything.
You
Now the question is, we can't burn.
You flick back a couple of pages and you see a diagram which looks like it is the stone that Ruth saw, or Ruth has basically looked at.
I recognize that.
yes, there it is. Is there anything written around it talking about power or any ritual or any sense of him having interacted? A description of what he's done.
It says he found it in a tree, in a sort of tree, you know, sort of squirrel house in a tree where it's been like dug out of it. He found it in one of those, and he said that the squirrels there were very vicious, but he fought them off and he took his treasure home.
Wraith runs his finger along the line that says that, and it's just like a garble of shapes and things, but he's reading it off as it goes. And, well, it seems that perhaps it was a squirrel that gave him this power? At least that's the only mention here, is that he's gotten this from a squirrel's home.
It's gonna sound dumb, but can I use tracking to find squirrels?
Tracking to find squirrels? Yes, sure. Why not? Why not?
Because now that I seen Ruth's apple that was bite was taken out of, with one seemingly large bite, which presumably was a squirrel. I want to see if I could find inordinately large squirrel tracks. It's the squirrels, I tell you.
So are you looking specifically for a squirrel, or are you looking for any large animal tracks, or what are you looking for?
I'm looking for squirrels. I probably won't be able to find tracks for them. I might find acorns or signs of hollows where they might have lived. Because clearly getting something like this would be a large squirrel or something.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking for that. I rolled a 10.
So you look around, and you seem to look off in a very philosophical way of examining trees, going, maybe, and walking to the next one. You've not informed Ruth or Wraith what you're doing. You've just walked off, and they're watching you as you kind of walk up and look at trees, going, yes, maybe that one.
Touch one. And that's
So touch it gently, just start tapping it, and then be like, maybe, and walking on there, just looking at you, look. What?
Wraith looks at Ruth and goes, "Oh, keep an eye on him. I wonder if the trees might have entrapped him too. What's this talk of maybe?"
When my turn next comes around, I have another plan, which involves a dog, which is trained to hunt squirrels.
Okay.
What else?
So what's...
Wraith is just going to continue to watch you, so yeah.
Okay, what's Ruth doing?
Ruth's weighing up the options because they've witnessed him touch it and be recharged. Wraith touched it with a proxy and got zapped. So Ruth's thinking that it must be the connection, like a physical connection, is the safest route to do it. but he's also thinking that if he found it they're gonna probably have to return it. So, how are they gonna transport it with a proxy and not get zapped? He's like weighing options whether he just touches it to see what happens. He's kind of looking at it thoughtfully, going,
So the stick didn't teach you. Like, if you probably don't touch it with the stick, it might be okay.
Yeah, if it's like a physical, like if you there's no, because it's a proxy with the stick.
It's better than Sputter, I feel.
So he's just kind of looking at the stone, thinking, "Do I touch it? Do I not? Don't really want to be thrown across the room, but at the same time, I'm gonna roll for to see if he just does it impulsively.
Okay.
So will I just do a straight d20?
Yeah. Would you want to say higher or low for you actually do go ahead with it?
Let's go 12 or higher. We'll go for it.
Okay. Yep. So you reach out and touch the stone.
Oh no.
You're filled with a strange warm sensation from touching the stone.
Can I hold the stone? Just keep a hold of it.
As you sort of touch the stone, the rain begins to stop.
Oh. Okay.
I've heard of a rain stick. I haven't heard of a rainstone.
I'm gonna keep a hold of the stone.
Are you going to pick the stone up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wraith is watching this agog. Be careful. Are you okay?
As you
I feel it incredibly warm.
as you
which
hold
is unusual.
as you're holding the stone, the clouds begin to part and very bright sunshine starts to shine down on all of you.
Well, this is rather nice.
What's happened to our friend? The tree.
As the light has sort of come from above, he stopped. He stares up. He turns round. And you hear "Wah!" And he comes running towards you, like both hands like this, running towards Ruth.
Wraith, you're going to have to do something. I don't want to use magic just in case.
I'm gonna tackle.
Roll.
Stick your leg out.
Roll to tackle.
Is it a strength thing?
Yes.
I'm not good at it, but I am going to try.
Oh,
Take a running
yeah,
tackle.
maybe it's strength to tackle. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I missed him completely. It's like,
Oh, did you roll on the?
I rolled a 5.
All right. Yeah. Yep.
In
You.
the frantic moment, then
you-
at the same time, sorry, I'm going to cast Thorn Roots as he's kind of soaring through the air past the guy, I suppose.
So yeah, he runs faster than Vincenzo was expecting, and he goes past Vincenzo as he sort of flies past behind him.
Okay, Root's like moving away with the stone.
All right.
No.
Roll to see if your roots work.
Perfect.
Yep.
Ooh, natural 20.
You shunk his roots, grab him. He falls over, and then you hear him mutter something under his breath, and the roots slowly begin to dissipate again. And he gets back up and say, "I know all the magic," and he starts charging towards Ruth again.
I'm running towards Tristan.
Running to Tristan. Okay.
After 20 minutes of like all this happening, the skies part, sun comes down, and you see Ruth with all the robes in the hand holding a crystal aloft, just running down.
Shoot him!
I think shortly afterwards, Wraith is going to be following
All right.
as fast as he can, given what's happened to him, just kind of lolloping towards the wagon. Prepare yourselves! Prepare yourselves!
Somebody shoot him!
Shoot him.
I've never seen Ruth move so fast.
So what Jose and Tristan doing is this ensemble starts charging down the hill towards you.
I don't know.
This point, they found something really valuable. You could take it. It looks shiny.
Yeah, I'll take it later. I guess I'm gonna G up the horses. Actually, no, Tristan, have you got the reins, or are you at the front steering? I'm gonna ask Tristan. Go on, G up the horses. Let's get out of here.
Oh. Have we lost
I
Bat?
think the internet's just
Yeah,
laggy.
slow down
Oh.
a bit.
No, movement.
Technological battle.
Discard. Why?
Damn it, Discord, you had one job.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to have to turn the overlay off in a minute.
Oh no.
Might have to resort to typing.
Yeah,
Might be.
the old days of Penance RPG, we had to have one episode when Dragon couldn't have audio, so she had to type everything. And Graham had to read it all, which is even weirder. Right.
No. Technology is against us today.
Yeah, it really is. Okay.
I'm just going to assume that Tristan has heard me and has G'd up the horses, so they're starting to move.
Okay.
Is this the really slow horse? No, that was the one that's now a skull.
Yes.
This is a regular horse.
So, the horse is G'ing up to begin to leave. What's Ruth doing?
I'm still running towards the cart. I'm assuming.
Are you going to jump on the cart when you get there? Are you going to run behind
Yeah,
it to avoid the man
I'm gonna
chasing you?
jump
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna jump on the car and then I'm gonna try and throw a stun at him to slow him down.
Okay. Roll your magic.
That is not 21.
Yep. You shoot a stun at him. Again, he stops for a couple seconds, blinks, shakes his head, and goes, "That's novice magic. You have nothing on me," and starts charging towards you again.
Oh my god. Oh. I'm trying.
How many of us are on the cart at the moment?
I think it's just Tristan, Jose, and Ruth now.
Yeah,
Wraith
we're
and
running
Vincenzo are
after.
running down the hill.
Yeah.
We're running after this guy. Can we catch up to him? Is he too fast?
He's quite fast. He's basically about maybe 2-3 meters away from Ruth, and you're about maybe 5 meters behind, pair of you.
Okay.
Would a stag be able to like knock the wind out?
You could try summoning the stag.
Trample him a bit.
Yeah, I'd like to basically while running. So the way Vincenzo summons thing is like he's got a little item that has like faces on it, which is why I think in universe he never gets to summon the things he wants sometimes. So he's like fiddling with it while running, and then he presses the button to like summon things.
Okay.
And then he rolls to summon the stag.
Okay.
I think I haven't named yet.
Don't think you have named it, no.
I want to call him Steve.
Okay.
Steve the stag.
Okay. You do indeed. So, hang on. We need to take the overlay off because we've moved around. Oh, no, Tristan's back.
Maybe.
Start again.
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see you, but that's still something.
Yeah.
So, yes, good.
Audio is
Yeah. So, yes, you summon the stag. The stag appears with its very twisted horns. What do you want to do?
I basically like, so I say, Steve, get him. And then I point towards the obviously I want Steve to bum rush me.
2.
I'm gonna turn
Steve!
to Tristan and say, you know, I'd have just ridden the stag, but you know.
Steve charges full pelt towards the cart. Steve gores Jose off the cart.
Oh, you son of a bit. I've got my knuckle dusters on as it happens because I was ready for the old man to jump on, and so I was going to biff him one. I'm going to punch the deer as hard as I can in the eye socket.
Okay. It has got its
Whatever.
that head down and gored into your chest.
Yes.
Into his chest.
Yes.
Yes, that's why I'm taking revenge. by
Okay. Roll
smacking it. It
roll to
sounds like-
punch the deer. Well, the stag, but
Roll.
yes.
What am
Oh,
I?
no.
Is this? Wait, hang on. What skill is this again? Is this?
If it's brawling, it's
Uh,
strength.
Oh no.
I thought it was like a hand fighty thing. What's the bloody skills thing? Two-handed dex? Or was that with daggers? And
Yeah,
pole
two-handed
fists?
dex is with daggers, yeah. Two-handed strength would be like... two-handed strength would be knuckle dusters and stuff, so yeah.
Okay. Strength roll, which I do not have much of, but... Well, I mean, you don't die immediately when you're gored anyway.
No.
You died painful.
Oh yes, painfully. But not immediately.
Yep,
that's
you
good.
punch the stag in the eye. As you fly and sort of land with a hefty thud on the ground.
At least it's not goring me anymore.
No, the stag rolls sort of off you and sort of rolls off into a tree.
I shout at Steve, "No, Steve, you were supposed to get the guy! Not that guy!" I suppose I should have been clearer. I scream.
Steve stumbles back to his feet and charges again.
Hopefully aiming for the right guy.
Just before you do this, as that's been happening, Wraith, seeing the chaos and everything, thinks to himself, like, he's seen that this guy is shrugging off the magic, but it is affecting him. He just throws another thorned roots at the guy
Okay.
to try and, like, plant him in place as Steve is getting ready for this second charge.
Okay, roll. You try, it doesn't seem to have any effect on him.
Son of a gun.
But Steve has
How close is he
charged,
now?
Steve has jumped, Steve has gored Ruth. So,
How
can,
badly?
Ruth, can you roll, first of all, to see if you hold on to the stone, please?
Oh, just a straight D20.
Mm-hmm.
A mental image
No.
I have right now of, like, a
Five.
stag jumping at this
It's like a
cart,
it's like a
basically.
bright white stag with very twisted horns. I can't remember the name of it. It's a Dragon Age creature.
Hala.
Hala, yes.
Which is it's like Ruth's like people's deity almost. Like
I
they're
scream.
sacred.
So
And he's being attacked by them.
Ruth is flying off the other side of the cart. The stone flies up into the air, then lands with a very strange clunk on the cart.
On the bathtub.
Yes, bounces
It's on the bath. Like
bounces-
balanced on like the underside of the plug hole, you know.
just bounces off the bathtub and lands on the floor. At this point, the voice in your head, Jose, goes, "Ah, it's free. We could take that. It's very powerful. We'd like that. It'd be very useful to us. We could read it together."
I'm going to cough up a lump of trachea or whatever it is that's been gored out of me and say, "Would you give it a rest? We're busy."
You can hear in the distance Vincenzo screaming, "This is why no one likes you, Steve!"
Can I get up? What are the chances of me being able to?
You can get up. You've just got like a lot of bruising already beginning to show in your stomach area.
Sorry, bruising on my stomach area. I've been gored through the chest.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
You
How
didn't.
bad
It
is
didn't roll
that?
high enough to actually actually like pierce your skin. It just like slammed
What?
into you.
Their
Yeah,
horns go back.
Yeah,
They
so
go
it's
back.
Like a,
Oh
it's
my
a round
God.
form.
So it's the
I like you said
forehead you've got.
Gored me.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
oh,
thought-
okay. My guts
thought
are on
that
the
too.
floor now.
Yeah, same. It's like antler through the chest.
If you'd rolled badly, then it would have been.
I didn't. Did
No,
I?
no, I meant like, if it had rolled badly, it would have been gored with spikes.
Yeah, he rolled a 2 rather than a 1. If it was a 1, then he would have beaten me.
They would have been impaled.
There's a difference between gored and impaled.
I don't know. It feels similar, frankly.
Just so I've got a clear mental image here. So the cart has been travelling a little bit. The stag has kind of gone at it twice. Would it be fair to say that maybe the cart has been slowed to the point that we've kind of gained a bit of ground, those of us chasing?
It would
Just-
it would be fair
'cause
to
I'm
say
trying to
that
make-
now the cart is lighter from losing 2 people. It actually would go faster.
Oh, knock them off, okay. So the cart-
We're in the bushes
verb
on our
two.
backs.
Yep.
Just like Ruth's still got the I'm assuming the Hala is still like on top, like
Yeah, it's
above
like
me kind of
on
thing.
you, sort of pinning you down at the moment.
So then
A
at the, back
stone
of the,
has gone flying.
at the back of the pack is me and Vincenzo, Madman, and then chaos happening further down the line. Is
Yes.
that
I would,
correct?
I would like to point
Right,
you to
okay.
the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of gore, verb number 2. Past tense gored.
What's
Imperfect
definition
goring.
number 1?
Definition of gore: a transitive verb to pierce or wound with something pointed, such as a horn or knife. Example: gored by a bull. Number 1 is a small, usually triangular piece of land.
Really?
Bum, bum,
Did not know
bum,
that.
bum.
That's gore as a noun. Sorry.
Number 3, Vice President of the United States.
Number 3 is blood, especially clotted, or
Oh,
bruises
yeah.
depicted in vivid
Blood and gore.
detail.
All right.
Synonyms: harpoon, impale, jab, lance, peck, pick, pierce, pink.
All right. Well,
think I
you.
might-
Welcome
might
to
have it
Word
there.
Corner.
Well.
Welcome to Word Corner.
Welcome to
Sorry,
Word Corner.
distracted.
Hope you've enjoyed today's learning of Word Corner.
I don't
Thanks,
think
Word Corner.
Does the hermit have any identifying features so I can give Steve better?
He's got sort of very thick black hair and a beard.
And no one else, as far as I know, has like thick black hair.
He's wearing very,
Tristan does.
very sort of orangey robes that look very tattered.
And Steve, I scream as I run, the one with the orange robes! And I point frantically because I haven't done
Yeah.
as much cardio since 8.
I don't like the look of that too.
Steve turns round, charges, gores Tristan off the cart.
Oh, for God's sake.
Steve, you might not know this, but Steve has a good chance he's colorblind.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't consider that. Now making a mental note to like replace my summon.
So
Steve is-
the
Steve
cart
is
is now
very-
slowly disappearing off up the hill without you.
Who is?
The cart,
Oh.
as all 3 of you have been like,
Knocked off.
basically body
Knocked
checked
off
off the cart by
So the
this
horse is
ramping
going off.
deer.
Is
Not the bathtub.
the crazed man showing any indication of knowing that Vincenzo and Wraith are behind him right now, or is he just?
No,
on the
he's
warpath
ran
fully
up
ahead?
to Ruth and starts kicking Ruth in the leg really weakly, going,
no.
"Give it back! Give it back!"
So Wraith
Can
on
I
the
get?
Wraith
Can
on
I
the
get
back-
up and just wallop him in the face?
Yes.
Like,
Nerd fight.
do not give a shit. I'm gonna wallop you. in
Roll
the
for
face.
wallop.
As strength, yes. That's +2. 10.
You swing. He manages to dodge you somehow,
Oh, I'm gonna swing again.
but he
I'm
kicks you.
gonna-
He kicks you in the shin quite painfully.
Oh, and then I'm gonna aim for his gut.
All right, roll.
You've enraged Ruth now. 6. Oh, for
You
God's
swing again. You manage to miss second time,
God damn it.
Ruth is-
and
Ruth is
he
the
swings
leader
and he
of the
manages to just clip behind your ear.
fighter. Oh no, not the ear.
Do not just touch my ears. Do not.
How close am I to all the chaos that's going? Hang on. Which is closer, the mad old man or Steve?
The mad
probably
old.
the cart,
To
right?
you, the mad old man now.
Okay.
Dragon has just redeemed a +3 to
Yes.
the last dice roll,
Yes. So it's a +3 to the next dice roll Amy makes,
or the next. Sorry.
because
Oh, okay.
all the added plus things are to next dice rolls, are not to previous ones.
Okay.
Otherwise, they just get people changing rolls as they go on and stuff. So yeah. But the next one Amy makes.
Ruth would like to. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Can I? How am I close enough to get to him before this sort of my turn ends, as it
The
were?
old man. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna run up to him, maybe from behind. I don't know. I don't know which way he's facing or not. But I'm gonna get out my spare shoestring and try and garrote him because I've had enough of these bloody wizards.
Okay.
We're
Are
not
you
wizards.
grabbing him first, or are you just putting it around his head and pulling? Okay. Roll roll dexterity.
Which one's my dex? There it is, +5. Please go well. Oh, Jesus.
You put it round, you pull, immediately there's a sort of twinkling sound, and the robes fall to the ground with no person inside them anymore. At this point, up the hill you hear, and then about 20 seconds later you see a naked running man running down the hill towards you.
You peaked really badly there, so
Ah,
I have no idea
sorry.
what you screamed.
It was just a sort of high-pitched noise.
So he's back at the.
Yeah, he's back up the hill and he's now running down the hill, completely naked, running downhill towards you, waving an axe.
I call dibs on the robes, for starters.
At the back of the pack,
They're minging.
Wraith,
They're minging.
Wraith is kind of wheezing and like haunched over, like he's stopped moving now, and can see that the horse is moving off into the distance with the cart. And quick thinking, it's like, oh, this is familiar. He fires off thorned roots at the wheels of the cart, not at the horses.
Ah, all right. Roll.
You've learned your lesson.
Oh man.
Hopefully.
it just wrecks the whole car. It pulls the wheels off and everything.
The wheels are all thoroughly wrapped in vines. You hear the sound of a very angry horse trying to pull a cart that won't move. But that's all you hear.
That's good. So at the same time, that's when the screaming naked man is coming behind him. So like looking back as he's kind of, he looks over, picks up pace again and
He's just
trying to
staggering.
rejoin the group. Oh, he's behind me. How did he get behind me?
Oh man. Oh boy. I'm going to say if you can't do it right, do it yourself. And I unsummon Steve, who is going to get a stern talking to and possibly fight.
I mean, yeah, if you hadn't done that, my next move would have been either to knuckle duster the deer or knuckle duster you until you disenchanted him.
Yeah, Steve is
So
gone.
wise.
Steve is gone, and instead, my most valuable trusted allies, Mick and Mac,
Okay.
shall attempt to tackle him because I think they're better at doing
Okay.
that stuff.
Roll. Roll to summon them. Sorry. So roll your magic.
Nope, it's Bruno.
It's Bruno. Yep. Actually, no. No, hang on. It's Steve. It's Steve again, and he looks at you and he sees you pointing to the naked man. He looks at it, sees him running, and starts running the opposite direction.
Oh no.
This guy. I am going to.
And
attempt
natural
to-
20. Steve does gore someone in the actual term of gore this time. Oh dear.
One of us is it
It's gonna
Wraith?
be Ruth. It's gonna be Ruth.
No,
Let's.
he's running in the opposite direction because
Yeah,
Wraith
he's
and
running in the
the
opposite
naked man
direction from
It's gonna be-
Vincenzo and
It's
Rick.
gonna be
So it's
me. Oh, God,
it's either
gonna be
Tristan,
Jose,
Ruth,
Tristan,
or yeah, it's either Tristan, Ruth, or Jose. So
Wait,
let's
no.
roll three.
Maybe the horses. Or maybe the horses.
It's the third person, which is Jose. You really are channeling Bellry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hang on. Where do you get gored? That's the next question. Where's
Any chance to react to this? I do have a
Yes,
dodge roll.
you actually. Do you have dodge roll?
I do.
Right, use dodge roll. Dodge roll is to save for these exact circumstances. That's why it's useful to have.
But you use the definition up now, so like you could have got like bruised, but failed.
Dodge roll is to save you from getting death things happen to you.
I mean, at least
No.
we'll get rid of the demon that way.
It does not save you, sadly.
Silver linings. We get rid of
Let me just
Yeah, you
see.
say that. The silver lining
Right.
might actually be a lead lining because it might transfer into Steve.
and
that's
Steve
dangerous.
becomes the
Number one, you get gored in the head.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay.
Alright,
how
let's
severely
see.
am I
Is it
gored in the head?
4? I think 4 is saving. I think you'll be all right.
What's the 4?
I'm
Where's the
trying to
tables?
remember. I have to look at the other page for this.
Where is it?
4
It's very good that you're here.
is 4 is bruised. There's a big slash going up the side of your head, but it hasn't actually managed to pierce your skull.
Do we not have tables anymore?
We don't have tables in this channel, in this one, no, but they are tagged in the pinned message in the Dark Tide channel.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Yeah, I just had to
4.
do it. I probably should just create a table channel. It'd be far easier than trying to do that. I could just look at it, and AJ could post pictures of tables.
Pin it to dice.
Yeah, pin to dice. That would actually work as well.
Bruised. Okay.
So yes, you have a badly slashed side of your head. In fact, your ear is sliced in two. But that's the only injury you seem to have from it goring you in the head, which is very lucky.
I indignantly you hear screaming in the distance going, Steve!
Like,
Can I? Okay, I've put away that shoelace in favour of the brass knuckles again, and I am going to try and shove my hand as deep down this bloody goat's gullet and rip out its tongue while bashing it in the head with the brass knuckles, because I'm sick to death of it at the moment.
Roll.
What am I rolling here? Just a straight.
Just strength.
Are the summons actual animals, or are they like
They're
summons?
They're
I don't
animals
care.
that can get killed, but can come back in complete form as if nothing's happened.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't care if they're real or not. Sorry. What am I rolling here?
Strength.
Can I have an extra +1 for sheer rage?
Sure.
Oh, I needed it.
Okay, 7. No. You frantically punch this deer, the stag. The stag's having none of it. It thinks you're definitely must be the target because you're fighting back, and starts trying
God.
again to pin you down. While also it's sort of pinning you down with its horns while looking over at Vincenzo, going, "Did I do good? Am I doing good? Am I doing good, Dad?"
If I wasn't running away from a naked madman with an axe, I would be very disappointed. I would be the face of disappointment.
Look, you're just too busy.
I am trying to save my life from axe murder.
I'm picturing it as that Ruth has just avoided, like, he stepped out of the way as the Halas like ran past, and he's gonna cast a fireball on the naked man.
Okay,
Because
you have
he's super pissed, and I've got a +3.
You have a +3, so yep. So that's your magic +3 as well. So that's +8, isn't it?
Yes.
you've got +5 then +3.
+5. Yeah, +5.
+5 then +3. So yeah, +8.
Yeah. +8. Oh no, that's an equal sign. 17.
Yes. You shoot a fireball at him. There's a horrific immediate engulfment of fire and a strong smell of burning body hair. The man is still running. He is now completely bald, completely shaven, and completely baby smooth everywhere. And glowing.
And glowing.
And glowing. Well, glowing with the sort of glow that only someone completely on fire would have.
I see.
And then I'm just going to turn to Jose and then deal with Jose.
Wraith on the maybe second or third bout of adrenaline at this point is
Starting to
lolloping
flag like that.
through the like everybody's either on the ground or chaos is happening around him, and he's just going for the cart. And I want to run up and just in desperation, he's going to grab the stone
Okay.
and see how that feels like.
Okay.
Does
You
he get like this feeling of warmth or whatever that was
you
described?
grab the stone. You grab the stone. There's an immediate sort of sense of calm goes over you. The sun, clouds immediately come and cover the sun. It's a very gloomy, normal day. It's still relatively warm, but very gloomy, and you have an odd sense of peace about you.
Okay. So Wraith kind of stands by the cart and just kind of collects himself, feels that strange kind of like, I don't know, just the calmness wash over him, and turns around, points at the guy, and fires off his own fireball
Okay. Roll.
to see what happens.
Yep.
Natural
You're
20.
rolling lots of natural 20s, yes. You shoot your fire at the fire. The fire gets bigger. You hear a scream, and then there's a sort of like effect like the body is slowly crippling to ashes. And then about 5 seconds later, you hear another scream up the hill again.
He's coming again. Get the cart ready.
And as I said, about 20 seconds later, a incredibly smooth naked man is running down the hill, wielding another axe, rather than the one he left lying next to your feet that was still smouldering.
Wraith sees this and is impassive because he's strangely calm, and starts walking through the rest of the group and sees the wounds and fires off healing towards Jose while Ruth is tending, and just sort of like fires off another thorned root at the guy at the hill. It's kind of like hand off there, one hand off there. It's all become very casual. Like,
all right,
he's serene as he's walking through.
Roll 3d20. Let's see where this goes.
At the first chance, I'd like to unsummon.
I could have probably done this as one, but
Am I still being pinned instantly?
Jesus Christ!
he's got another crit.
Yeah, you got another crit. You definitely roll. I don't think you've rolled below 17 today. So yes, you heal Jose as he's being pinned to the ground by Steve. You shoot another fireball. You engulf this naked, burning man once again. He again emits a high-pitched scream as he continues to run down the hill, glowing like a small sun.
Wraith turns to Vincenzo and goes, "I could see the appeal of this stone."
I unsummon Steve, like in the exasperation that only a father can have, disappointed.
Yep.
So, and then I go, all right. Get on the cart, everybody. Let's make a run for it.
Can somebody just stab him already?
I pick up one of the axes
Okay.
that was on the ground, and I'm ready to like kind of intercept this guy. Seeing that
Baseball bat stuff.
Yeah, seeing that this guy is not affected by magic, I figured good old-fashioned like steel might help.
I'd
Okay.
like to point out that the shoelace didn't work either, but I don't care about that. I'm
Yeah,
going
but
for the cart.
at the best, I could probably like reset him again, and we can get back on the cart.
Okay. Alright, so he comes into range with you. So roll me a strength to see how your swing goes.
Not gonna be good. I'm not good at it, but I can't do worse than Steve.
Don't say that,
Don't say
or I will
that.
punch you.
Swing! You connect very, very heavily with his stomach. You hear a sickening crunch. You watch as there's now a sort of spray of blood coming out of the glowing man, who doubles up, collapses to the ground, and emits a very pathetic "Ah!" And about 10 seconds later, he's curled up. Slowly, the fire is going out, and the blood is pouring everywhere. And then he begins to sort of skitter to dust, and again disappears.
Before he does, can I like kind of do I have a bottle of something? Crap. Nah, it's fine. I was gonna contain him, but like I guess we can't. And I'm like, we've got another 20 seconds, and I started running back towards the cart.
All right.
He takes a calm, long stride back towards the cart.
I get help Jose onto the cart and get Tristan as well. Like, come on, let's go.
Hopefully I don't have a concussion.
It's alright, I'll heal you later. We have a power-up, Jen.
Can I also touch the stone
Yes.
at this point?
He's clutching this pretty tightly in his hand.
Yeah, but I just want to put my hand.
You
How
put
big
your,
is this thing,
you
actually?
put your hand on the stone. Again, there's a very comforting sensation, and again the clouds open up and reveal this sort of very sort of spring-like sun. It's not too hot, just very nice and sort of good feeling on your skin, but not hot enough you'd actually have a problem being out in it.
Now that I've seen this phenomenon a couple of times, can I toss, like, my theory is that this thing essentially one is a power-up stone, because I've seen Wraith just do things that are not possible. And two, like, is there a way to kind of like link this to this man's like constant regeneration, like to
Yeah.
stop it?
I don't,
Like, would breaking a stone, for example, stop it, or would like kind of stabbing into him make it happen? Like, I don't know if I'm saying this out aloud to everybody who's on the cart. It's like rapid fire, kind of like throwing out theories.
Ruth's looking at it and thinking, it could be a lyrium. It could have some lyrium in it, and that's why it's...
What's lyrium?
Lyrium's it's basically your mana potion. It's
Oh,
mined by the dwarves.
Magic dust.
Magic dust. Well, magic potions and dust.
it's magic cocaine.
The best
Yeah,
cocaine.
pretty much. It is the best cocaine. Too much of it and you'll go insane.
Especially if it's red.
Especially if it's red. If Templars use it to gain the power to like nullify magic. They use it to like nullify magic.
Could we then could I don't know, is Tristan somebody who could use it to nullify that person's magic?
Faith looks quite graven and says, I don't think we should destroy it. And he kind of is almost caressing the thing.
It's becoming my precious.
As Wraith caresses the stone, the clouds come back and the sort of gloomy day returns.
Alright, I don't think the Chivinta needs to have it much longer. We can leave this. We don't need it right now. We just need to get out of here. We can put it in the box. We can all use it when we need to. We don't need to hog it.
Makes
All on the
sense.
same side.
Makes sense.
Let's
I looked. Are we allowed trundling along faster than this man can catch up to us?
Yes, so I assume by now that you've probably, the thorns have disappeared and you're actually managing to get a bit further on than you've managed before.
It's gonna
Are
be amazing when we show up to the port town with like it'll be 5 minutes of nothing and then a naked man charging him.
That's what I was gonna ask. Have we like moved past the place of like sameness?
You carry on along the road. There seems to be about after about another 15 minutes, you come back to a suspicious-looking house
Oh God!
at the top of the hill, and as you look ahead, you see a naked man shouting at the road in front of him.
I'm like, stop the cart right now.
Yeah.
If
We're-
this
we're
guy
maybe-
turns
yeah.
up in 17 episodes' time, I'm going to be quite annoyed. So please don't let that happen.
We're probably gonna have to break the stone then.
Actually, I asked Jose, it's like, Jose, can you ask your new friend that you keep talking to what this thing is?
I can
Ooh,
try, but it's clearly stupid, so let's
Well,
find
he
out.
thinks you're stupid. I mean, he could just ask me directly, but he goes through you.
Alright.
Doesn't it make you feel stupid?
Shut up. Dingus over here asks, why don't you ask it yourself? So I guess ask away.
Okay.
Is there a way to destroy this stone or like stop its magic? What is it?
At this point, you sort of hear a pause, and then Jose just kind of goes, "Oh no, actually no, because the stone responds to whoever asks it a question." That's what I remember from last week. Continuity. At this point, Vincenzo hears, "It's a weatherstone. Isn't that obvious?"
Why does crazy keep summoning back up? Why are we going around in circles?
That's nothing to do with the stone.
Oh.
The stone's just a weatherstone. It's an elephant thing.
Ah, it is of my people then. That means
Wait,
it's mine.
can everyone hear it, or
No, just Vincenzo.
just me?
Just
Just
Vincenzo. Just Vincenzo can hear because he asked it the question.
That's worrying. That implies it's not actually
Oh.
tied to me.
It's just tied to this place, and I look at the house that is now not on fire.
Oh no, not
The
that
house
house.
is on
No.
fire.
Yes, no, you're back at the.
It's the tree house.
The treehouse house.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay. All right. Okay. First of all, the sensation is really weird. It's a disembodied voice speaking to me.
First of all, I'm going to be
What do you
sat
mean
there.
she's speaking to you?
First of all, before you say anything, I'm going to be sat there expectantly and be like, "Oh, that's strange. Normally there's a response by now. Certainly chatty enough."
I point to my ear and I'm
Oh,
like, I heard it.
Don't worry, my love. I only have ears for you.
That's really creepy.
Do I hear that, or is it just
No,
shit
it's
like-
just Jose.
it's just a moment of confusion.
Did you just watch
so
Jose
clearly-
slightly blush and be like, "Damn it"?
I think we should go back to the treehouse
Okay.
and take the stone with us.
Why not?
We need to find where this guy is. I'm assuming he keeps coming back to the same place. It has something to do with that. Maybe if we return the stone to where it was supposed to be, this will stop him.
Maybe.
Sabine still touching the stone. Wraith says, "Well, nobody tried talking to him. We could simply have a chat."
We did try talking to him, right? And it's just a weather stone, and I kind of like take my hand off it, just to like kind of prove the point that I don't want to.
Okay.
Oh, well, I suppose. Well, and he kind of pulls himself together a little bit. Yes, well, one shouldn't make a habit of such comforts as these. Yes, let's investigate a little bit further. I mean, looking out, how far away is Ranting Man?
Ranting Man is about maybe, let's say Ranting Man's about 15-20 meters and directly in front of you, and the treehouse that you saw before is like 15-20 meters up the hill. So it's like they're about 90 degrees away from each other kind of thing. He's straight ahead of you, and the treehouse is 90 degrees up the hill.
So let's go to the treehouse. Maybe we'll find out where this stone actually belongs and return it to where it came from, because this seems like some kind of weird curse.
Okay.
I'm going to start looking through the old bugger's robes, just while you guys are chatting about what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
Do I find anything in it?
You find a pocket full of acorns.
Oh,
Crack one open. What's inside?
A seed?
Fair enough.
I'm gonna be like, all right, everyone, we need to go, otherwise he's going to attack whoever's closest, and then I get off the cart with everyone in tow and just kind of have them rush towards the thing, and I'm like, Wraith, could you do the thing with the trees again? Maybe it'll distract him.
Oh, certainly. And on the other side of the cart, so on the opposite direction of where we're headed, I'm going to go for the closest tree.
Okay. I assume you can just do this because you're under no pressure or any sort of speed or anything, so you can just do this easily. So you cast it on it. At this point, you see the naked man spin round and stare at the tree, going, "Don't mock me!" And he just sort of runs towards the tree. At this point, he's just a very pink form, just sort of jiggling towards the tree, and then he just starts slapping at it like this.
Okay, we will take this distraction to start running up the hill towards the house.
Okay. So as you get to the treehouse, you see that there are still 3 axes on the floor. And
Take one.
okay. You wanted to go into the treehouse?
Yes.
Okay. You walk inside the treehouse. Did you leave the door open to the back room, Ruth, when you were in
Yes.
before? Okay.
yes.
You look through the door, and you see the sort of severed heads that Ruth saw earlier. 3 of them, the mouth is now open and it's pouring blood onto the floor. The other 3 have got their mouths shut.
Is this count as many times as we've killed him now? How many of the severed heads are left?
3.
3. Okay.
Well, it looks like if we keep going at this guy, whatever bizarre ritual he's performed here will come to pass, and we can break the spell, bring it to its end. Shall we? and Wraith pops a little fireball into his hand and kind of gives a kind of macabre smile to the rest of them, like, let's go and kill this guy a few more times.
The stone is evil. The stone.
I'm enjoying this a little bit far too much.
Why don't we just destroy the heads?
That was going to be my suggestion.
Can I shoot a lightning bolt at one of the heads to pop?
Yep. Let's see what happens when you throw a lightning bolt. You throw a lightning bolt, immediately the eyes pop out of the skull, and blood starts pouring down. And as blood starts pouring down, after there's a quite large pool on the floor from this thing, the mouth just pops open and just hangs there, and a small, very small red gem just tickles out, smashes on the floor.
This looks like evil shit, and I start pop to the next one. Just out of habit.
Alright. You shoot the next one. Again, same thing happens. The eyes pop out, blood pours from the eyes, and then there's after a while, the jaw just sort of releases and drops, and this small, tiny, very delicate-looking red gem just topples out and smashes on the floor.
Can I, Ruth, examine the shards?
Yes.
Can I tell anything about them?
It looks like a very crude phylactery.
Oh. So he's basically he's done a Voldemort kind of thing. He's like split himself. He's been able to split his essence into like these little phylacteries, to like come
Is
back.
that why he's so nuts?
Yeah, it might
That's
be.
why he's coming back. And
Yeah.
as soon as this happens, I'm just gonna pop the third one as well.
Okay. Let's see. I assume this isn't just going to go as well, but just... Yep. Again, same thing happens. And as this happens the third time, you hear a scream from outside. And as you walk back outside, he's on his knees now, screaming, "Stop talking to me! You'll never make anything of yourself." "No, father!" "You'll never make... You're now as good as your brother. Your brother was far better than you." "Shut up! He had all the luck!" "Yes, he did, because you didn't work hard." And he seems to be talking to himself and basically just screaming up into the trees, and then turning, look down and continue to repeat things like, "Well, if only you'd read your magic books, you would have been a lot cleverer and people would have respected you more. Maybe even tidied that beard." "Don't have it anymore." "Yes, you lost it due to a fire, but imagine if you didn't have the beard in the first place, the fire wouldn't have taken hold as well."
Vincenzo sort of understands this on multiple levels with the son father's brother. But I'm like, do we need to kill him?
Well, perhaps not now.
I
Seems that
mean,
he's-
it might be the kindest thing to do.
Well, could
Can I
be.
try and get his attention? Like, kind of, or is he too gone? Like if I
What-
walk up to, I'm leaving the group behind, and I'm just going like,
Okay. He walks up, he turns to look at you. He is, as I said before, completely, like there's not a single hair on his entire body. He looks up at you with his very open face and just kind of goes, "Mother? Mother!" And he sort of smiles, and you notice he has one very weird looking tooth left in his head.
is it a tooth or is it something like a tooth? Is it a red gem? Is my real question.
No, he's the giant squirrel.
Oh, you see, as soon as you say that, I just like don't sense. Are you okay? And I kind of just like, I'm holding out my hand, but not threatening.
"Mother, have you brought me my supper?"
Do I have food or no?
No. He was just offering a hand to him, and he's just staring up at you from his knees. "I haven't
very
eaten in
nice.
so long, Mother. But I did what you said. I lived like the squirrel.
Yeah.
I buried it, Mother. I buried it.
Where did you bury it?
Under the trees, like you said."
Under the trees, like.
"Yes, Mother. Just as you asked. Just as you did with Father."
And where's your brother?
He doesn't matter, Mother. I'm here now. Your Sharon's here now. I'm here, Mother.
Okay. I just look over like to the group and I'm like,
Man seems to be lost in delusion. And Wraith steps forwards and addresses the man.
Oh, Mother!
Sir,
You
sir.
brought the uncle. Hello, Uncle.
are you still holding the sword?
Yeah. Wraith is keeping hold of this. It's not in that my precious kind of way as yet, but he likes it. He likes the feeling it gives.
Uncle, what is this pet you have with you?
Pet?
Yes, the small rabbit in your arms.
Small what in your arms?
This, and he kind of proffers the stone forward a little bit.
Can I pet it, Uncle?
Wraith kind of looks around cynically and pulls back a little bit. Do you think I'd shoot?
Well, we need to find the other stone, did we not? Or did we?
Can you show us where father is buried?
Oh, I don't know where Father's buried, but I buried them over there, and over there, and over there, and over there. And as he points, you look at the trees, and in the sort of gloomy weather, you notice that there is a sort of strange mound at the bottom of several trees.
Oh, he murdered them all.
Well, and Wraith stands up with the stone in his hand, kind of like, is he holding the attention of the madman with the stone?
He's sort of looking at it, going, "It has such pretty ears, Uncle."
Well, and he steps up. Well, just follow me over here and tell me what happened. It's okay, we're all family here. And Wraith kind of looks around, wincing a little bit.
He looks at you and goes, "But I've eaten the acorns, Uncle, just like you taught me."
Well, you're not supposed to eat acorns. They're not really for humans to eat.
Where did you hide the acorns?
But the acorns, they kept me alive, Uncle.
Well, what happened as we're approaching the mound? What happened here then?
Oh, this is what Mother taught me. And he gets on the floor and starts digging with his hands. And eventually, after about a couple of minutes, he pulls back some earth, and you see some very... Oh, nope, you've lost someone. Let me just tick off the...
Oh, back thingy.
He pulls back a mound of dirt, and you see something very shiny and glinting underneath. See? Here they are. They will fertilize the trees for many years to come.
Are they gems or are they like the skull bleached bones?
It looks like some sort of... from what you can see, the sort of glimmer, it looks like some kind of armor.
Oh. Okay.
Well, just step over here with me and I'll let you pet the rabbit. And Wraith kind of looks at the rest of the group, like over his shoulder as he's leading the guy away. Dig that up.
I'm already
Will we
into
clear it up a bit?
Okay.
Yeah, we're clearing up.
So as he sort of wanders off with Wraith, you see you let him, you sort of dig in the hole and you find the headless body of a Templar,
Ah.
Oh no.
complete with full armor and weapons.
Ooh, who wants some chunky armor?
Okay. So there's 5 mounts like this.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out, and I'm talking to Ruth, and I'm assuming Jose is also nearby. I'm just gonna put it out.
I'm still on the car, man. I'm still on
Well,
the
no,
car.
but we all decided to come up here.
Yeah, you
but
decided.
Right.
I'm staying on the car. I've been gored enough for one day. Thank you very much.
Nursing your scar. Alright, so I put this to Ruth. I'm like, this person is gone beyond what constitutes as a person. I don't think they're gonna recover from this.
I think I think all these mounds may be a squad of Templars, but we should probably check to make sure.
We can't keep him away from the stone. Who knows if he gets the stone back, he'll become.
It could become very dangerous. Yes, I agree.
So I'm like I stand up and I go, yoo-hoo, in my most like feminine voice.
At this point, the um, the the very smooth gentleman, shall we say, had leaned forward and was getting very close, touching the stone. He stops, turns, and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle. Mother's calling," and he just sort of runs, like carefreely towards Vincenzo.
Okay, supper is on the way, but
Oh, thank you, Mother.
What we need to do before that is how about a game of hide and seek?
Wonderful, Mother. Shall I count?
Yes.
Like I did,
No,
like
no,
I did
no.
before.
We'll count. We'll count. You can go hide.
I've never been optioned to hide before. Then again, Mother, I never found you last time.
I kind of go, all right. So here we are. We're gonna go count, and I basically like cover my eyes and start putting 1, 2,
Excuse me, Mother. How much are you counting up to?
100.
That's very little time. I had to count to 1,000 last time. He sort of looks around like he starts running off towards the forest.
Okay. As he kind of like makes enough of a distance away,
Mm-hmm.
I go on counting, and I'm like, we still came back to this treehouse. Like, this is how it happened. Like, we rolled back around to it. So while he's away, I'm gonna go into the treehouse and start trying to find like if there's a hollow bit or like where he's buried something there. Because like these 5 mounds are there, yes, but like he also buried far. Right?
Can Ruth's Ruth's gonna check the actual tree itself to see if there's a hole for squirrels.
Okay.
To see if that, because he keeps going on about acorns. He keeps going on. He had squirrels earlier. He talked about having to like steal the stone from the squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reckoning there's like a hole somewhere in this tree trunk.
Okay.
So Ruth's gonna have a look for it.
All right.
And at the same time, Wraith will pour through the diary in slightly more detail, looking for references to being trapped in the forest and having buried people or planting things and anything like that that's alluding to what might have gone on, and
Okay.
anything to shine light.
All right. If you want to do a int roll or a literacy roll while I do the stuff for Ruth, then. All right.
11.
So Ruth looks down the tree. There's definitely what looks like very rough footholds carved all the way down. So it looks like that was his way to get up and down. About halfway down, there does seem to be a sort of strange nook in the side of the tree. And when you look in that side of the tree, you do find another severed head. This one has a gigantic acorn stuffed in its mouth.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that head out and just show it up to like Vincenzo. I think
Destroy it. 65. 66. Kill it now. It's like...
I'm gonna like cast chill on it and freeze it and.
Okay. So you're gonna freeze it then shatter it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just see what happens when... Actually, you roll as well.
15.
Yeah. You cast chill on it, then you just swing it by the hair on the ground. It shatters completely, just leaving this strange, quite large acorn, which is about almost the same size as the skull.
That's a big acorn.
75. Destroy the acorn too.
Okay.
So while you're doing that, Wraith finds several mentions of they sent another shiny person. Shiny people can't stand shiny people. Must bury them. They are good fertilizer for the tree. Yes, the tree will grow big and strong. Yes.
That's
yes.
Templars. Yeah.
Okay.
Shiny people.
Reading that, then relaying it to the rest of them. Seems that this man was hunted by the Templars. Maybe a ne'er-do-well after all.
He'll be an apostate like myself. Us southern mages, unless we are bound to a circle, or if we unless we are bound to a circle, we are considered apostates and dangerous. Not all of us are dangerous. This
Well,
one clearly is, but not I.
Well, do you have a level of my sympathies? Born in savage lands and all that?
83.
Oh, because the cradle of
Destroy the
civilization is
acorn.
Tevinter. All right. I'm going to try and burn it in my hands
Okay.
with fire.
Do me a magic roll. Let's see how this goes. Yep.
18.
You set fire to it. It burns. As it starts burning, you hear almost like wailing coming from all around the forest. All around you.
I stop counting and I'm like ready to attack whatever's going to come around.
Likewise, the book is being folded and put into the robes and
It's like
ready.
it's like there's a
He's
great
getting on-
it's like there's a great sadness around the forest.
Oh. I don't think we should
Well-
have destroyed the acorn, but
I mean, to be honest, with the information we have, this is the best course of action. Does the guy come back?
Nope.
Now that he doesn't come back.
Nope.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Does this?
is there any change with the stone?
Nope.
Wraith.
No.
No. Okay.
Is the acorn gone now, or is
Yep.
it like?
It's incinerated to a pulp. Well, incinerated to
Okay.
like dust.
Do we feel a change in the atmosphere, sort of like a kind of?
It just the entire atmosphere, even though it's quite gloomy already, just feels very sad.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. It's
Quite foreboding. I suggest perhaps we should attempt to escape once more. It could be a sign
Yes.
that the spell is broken.
yes.
Perhaps.
I- I say 99 at least 5 times until I get to a distance, and then never say 100. And
Okay.
then try to get on the cart.
All right. You get on the cart and you begin to make your way forward. After about 15 minutes or so, you do see that it's finally changed, and you see the outline of a gate ahead of you.
Oh.
It looks like it's the port town you've been heading towards.
Oh, thank God we're finally there.
Huzzah! We're getting there. Do we see the port from like the gates? Like
You basically see the gate,
See
and
the
inside the
sign,
gate you see the sort of tiers of the sort of buildings and stuff leading down to a port. So it definitely is a port town.
The maker.
Hell yeah.
Civilization.
Thank create.
I cautiously look behind us to see if there's a naked man from behind. So
All right.
might happen.
Sadly, there is no naked man running behind.
Okay.
Well,
I feel that we've just murdered a forest, though.
I feel that
Yeah.
we just like.
I feel like that's what we've accidentally done.
See, that's the thing.
And I
with
don't-
you
and
bloody
Ruth doesn't know
mages.
how to
You
feel
can't
about
leave
that.
anything bloody alone, can you? You just have to go poking at the fabric of reality all the time. Honestly.
That
To be
evil
fair-
grin you just did as well just has me even more convinced that we've
Yeah.
just murdered a forest.
At this point, Jose does. Yes, love. Keep poking her. Poke her. She's evil, isn't she? She's not like us. She's evil. She's evil. Totally evil.
Alright, that's a bit overkill, but yeah.
Okay. First course of action. We have to get this man fixed.
No, first course of action, I need to find a fence, which means I need to go to the less.
Was it curing first? Fence.
Curing first. Curing for Jose first.
Alright, well,
Fence later.
we shall.
Unless you want to sleep with your hands bound under the tub again,
Also,
because that's where you're gonna go.
also, I don't think the Grey Wardens take kindly to demonic possession. I've I've heard.
Alright, well,
anything to win the blight.
we shall. We shall
Literally.
we shall take the gate as the start of next week. So, before we stop for the day, does anyone have anything they wish to add?
Can I have a scene later where I essentially fire Steve officially? Like,
You officially fire Steve.
I have a review with him, and I say, okay, so Steve, this is not to say your past service has not been useful, but you bored 3 of my friends today, and like one of them is missing half an ear. So what do you have to say for yourself? And I'm assuming Steve goes, bah.
Steve just looks at you and goes, "Meh."
And I'm like, yeah, you understand that what I have to do, it doesn't give me any pleasure, but you have to eat.
This whole time you're having this conversation, I'm sat on a nearby wall, just staring dead-eyed at this deer.
I feel like I'm supposed to speak for the entire team, but say, you let us down. You let us down. And
Steve looks very sad.
This is where like Ruth interjects. It's like, Hala are sacred among my people. We consider them family, not mounts. We don't use them as horses and such. But I have to admit, this is the first time I've wanted to murder one.
At this
That's
point,
saying a lot.
Steve looks at Ruth and then looks down, dejected, just like. "Meh."
And you'll understand if I'm going to be taking your symbol out of the summoning circles, until you gain my trust again. So, Steve, you're fired. And I'm stunned.
Consider yourself suspended.
Steve just bows at both of you, says thank you, and leaves the door behind. Yep.
And then you've got to like get a toothbrush and scrub out the little.
Yeah,
seed
it's
left.
like a little plate. I'm gonna take it off and I'm gonna put it in my pocket. And now some machine doesn't have, like, it only has Bruno and the twins on it.
Has Bruno, has the
Don't you
other one
have-
roll again.
don't you
Yep.
I like the idea that you've got like a whole pouch of these things.
Yeah,
You can like
I'm
swap them out and change them out.
gotta
You know.
catch them all, you know. Tom.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so
That's the only thing I'd like to add.
as Steve is officially fired, and on the journey away says that I was the best one, nobody understood me. We continue. We continue on. So that is it for this week of Dark Tide. Thank you very much, folks, for watching along. Next week will hopefully be the port town finally that they've been aiming to get to for a while. So that should be good. Our other next streams are Tuesday we're doing Battle Trauma and more horror. Thursday we're doing more indie horror games. Friday we're doing more Dark Tide and maybe some Phasma, maybe something else afterwards. But yes, that's our
Friday.
weekly streams. Yes, Friday we're doing those. Did I say? Yes, I did say Friday, didn't I?
You said Friday we're doing Dark Tide.
I meant
Normally.
Deep Rock Galactic. My brain heard D and went. Then Sunday we have
Easy
more.
done.
We have more Dark Tide. There's no Everlasting this week, so it's not Everlasting week. So yes, thank you very much, folks. We will. Let's see who is on. We can roll into. I think there is still some piracy going on Insight Check, so we might go and see them again today. Yes, they are still doing a tabletop, I think. Let me just check and see. They are playing Kids on Bikes with a different cast.
I love
Do we want to go and see Insight Check, or do we want to go and see Mr. Stu? Mr. Stu is doing a puzzle game. He's doing the Talos Principle, which is it's supposed to be a very interesting game. You know what? We haven't been to Stu for a little while. Let's go over to Stu. So yes, thank you very much, folks. I hope you have the best rest of the weekend, and we shall see you all hopefully on Tuesday for some Power Trauma.
That'd be nice.
So yes, take care, all of you. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend, and from all the cast, which will all wave at you now.
Bye.
Right. Did that go through? That raid got cancelled.
It did get cancelled.
We try again. Right, it's ready to raid in 7 seconds. Right, 7 seconds, everyone wave blindly for 7 seconds.
Jazz hands.
Goodbye!
Bye.